I wasn't even going to go live with this topic here on YouTube. I was going to talk about this on Instagram, but I know it's been a while since I've been live, so I want to let y'all know that I'm back, basically, giving the date of this particular video. So, so yeah, just want to really just bring up this issue that I've been having with people out here not understanding the difference between things, right? And yeah, people confuse codependency with dependency. Okay, so and we hear this out there, like people just throw just such a bad name on just being codependent. Actually, nothing's wrong with being codependent if you're with somebody that's codependent, and that develops the interdependence. Okay, so you mean you deal with the world of the psychological terms of the codependent. The opposite of that is the narcissist. So when you speaking on people are saying, "Oh, don't be codependent," well, then that's actually a narcissistic statement to say. Now, I'm not accusing somebody of being narcissistic for saying that, but remember, the opposite of codependency is narcissism. So when you just say, "Hey, don't be codependent," well, that's actually speaking from a narcissistic standpoint, right? And we're teaching the world how to basically be more narcissistic, how to care less. Okay, that's what we're teaching the world. We're just changing things around. How we're just starting to have a change of heart about a lot of things. Literally, like I said, it's nothing wrong with being codependent when you're around someone that's codependent, and then y'all have a sense of interdependence. Because it's actually the way, like with a wolf pack, that's how that works. Everybody's codependent because everybody leans on each other. Okay, now like I said, given the title, so I'm gonna go more into description of what I'm saying, and y'all can look this stuff up. Don't take my word for it. So here's how people basically confuse codependency with dependency. Okay, so usually it's from the standpoint of like when people be like, "How you gonna be without that person?" You know, you're so used to having that person around that you just need them around all the time. That's not being codependent. That's being dependent on somebody. Okay. Being codependent is trying to fulfill a person's need that they probably don't even have. Or you're trying to answer questions that weren't asked, basically. You're just basically just trying to fulfill things for a person that probably don't need it, probably don't want it, probably don't appreciate it, you know. But in essence, there is a sense of what they feel they do, I guess, need, but they don't really put it out there in an appreciative way. So that's basically what codependent is. Once again, you're trying to fulfill needs of a person that probably doesn't need those things, or they don't want those things, or they don't appreciate those things that you do for them, that you give to them. That's codependency. Now, dependency is if there's things you need from that particular person. That's dependency. Okay. So that's what people confuse the codependency with the dependency. Okay. Once again, you know, like I can see if you're just trying to do things for somebody that don't really need anything from you, or they don't appreciate you doing things for them. That's codependency. Okay. Dependency is based on what you want to do for them. I mean, what you want them to do for you, what you need from them, what you need from the back. Like, you know, even from the standpoint, if you want them to reciprocate, like fellas, you want a woman to reciprocate to you. Okay, that's not you being codependent. That's you being dependent on her reciprocating. Okay, you're dependent on her reciprocating. Okay, that's a very dangerous thing. That's very sensitive. But we're not going to get too deep in that aspect of it. I'm just saying. Okay, so just getting to the other aspect of this, the interdependence, because like I said, there's nothing wrong with codependent people getting together for each other, and y'all actually depend on each other based on a codependency, and that develops the interdependence, because you're not going to get that from a narcissistic person. Okay, so why not show you're dependent with someone else that's codependent, and y'all develop an interdependence? Because how can you be dependent and codependent with someone that's narcissistic? You're not going to get that. You're not going to get them to reciprocate. You're not going to get them to really appreciate. See, there you go. So next time someone says they don't appreciate the things you do for them, no matter what it is, even if you try to make things right with them, they're probably pretty much narcissistic to whatever extent. Okay, I'm not going to say to a certain extent, because this is all pun intended what I'm saying. Okay, to whatever extent, right? Because yeah, you do something for somebody, right? I mean, they should appreciate that. Well, they don't appreciate that. Guess what? They kind of a little bit narcissistic, and then you keep trying to do stuff with them, okay, then yeah, you're codependent with them. Don't be. And don't be dependent on if they're trying to do things for you. Obviously, if they haven't, and especially if they did it without a good heart, then yeah, don't be dependent on that. Be with someone that's not narcissistic. Be with someone that's going to depend on you and be codependent with you, like you depend on them and be codependent with them. And then y'all develop something beautiful together, okay? Now, in another world, you got narcissistic people that get together, but this ain't like mathematics. Two negatives don't make a positive, okay? But it's funny how negative people are always trying to make some positive of that, right? Like the world we live in, everybody's wanting to make the positive of the villains being the heroes, and you could be this way and that way, and you're all right. And then I heard like this other aspect of, I guess, if guys come off like as if they don't care, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna make her hypergamy show up. Like, yo, y'all know that I'm an antagonist to hypergamy at this channel. So I'm not about hypergamy. I don't want me to act cold and callous and narcissistic like, oh no, I ain't finna have feelings for you, baby girl. And that's gonna make your hypergamy come out because I just think I'm just all that and I don't need you. That just sounds narcissistic. Look, it's like this. I'm humble. I'm not gonna say all that, but I've been a lot. And I would like to have you around. But if you feel you don't need me around, I'll be all right. But I'm not going to be like, I'm the and I don't need you around. And that's going to make you attracted to me. That's going to make you be hypergamous, especially if someone like me don't care for your hypergamy. That's just not going to work with someone like me or anybody like that truly hones in on their true codependency. Like I said, these narcissists are vampires. I want to speak out to the werewolves. Think like a man. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Hey, my voice is still recovering, right? So I can't quite howl yet. Oh, I see Brown Do Life in the building. What's good, family? Regarding the title, do you think this is a psyop too? Oh, that's a good question, Brown Do Life. Yes, it is a psyop. Yeah. I think before he showed up, I was just saying how, like, it's just trying to, this predictive programming to a certain extent is about, and it's even biblical, right? Just having the world just become more falling away from all of the spiritual things, the eternal things. People are for what's now. They're not thinking about tomorrow. It's about right now. It's about, that feeling of now and whatever that's supposed to mean, right? Like we're gearing the world to be more narcissistic, less codependent, less about each other, more about ourselves, more about men being about themselves. That's why I understand guys that call themselves wanting to be like alpha male, but you by yourself. It's not being alpha. Alpha man ain't by himself. He got people around him, people that he care for. Yes, I said care for. So if you hear a dude talking about you can't be codependent as an alpha male, that's not entirely true. Now I can see to a certain extent if you're around someone that's a leash who shouldn't be in your presence. Yeah, I get that. They don't need to be in your presence. But there's nothing wrong with being a certain way towards people that care and that reciprocate and that show you love. There's nothing wrong with that. And a certain man, that's what you need. That's who you are. You are a man of the people. Okay. Another good definition of what alpha is. Like I said over here, I don't talk about alpha from the standpoint of personality. I talk about it from the standpoint of position. Okay. There's a difference. Okay. So alpha is part of being man of the people. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with you showing an interdependence with people that care for you. You said Brown Do Life, it's about the material things and self. Yeah. And that's why I see this, and like now it's this narrative that guys now, you women like you if you feel like you're more about yourself and you don't need a woman. The Bible says it's not good that a man should be alone. So that should tell you something. If even the Bible says it's not good that a man should be alone, that's not saying men can't be alone, but people take that out of context. It's not good that a man should be alone. You might be alone sometimes, but that shouldn't be your life. Incorporate someone that's going to help, someone that's going to understand and appreciate you, be part of that interdependence with you, right? Like, not make you out as a codependent and they're a narcissist, So, you just got to walk in that vein. And yes, this goes with this idea of people ghost you. People don't want to return calls, text messages. They don't stay in touch. You don't act out in that same vein of, oh, I'm not going to respond to them since they don't respond to me. I ain't going to call and text them since they don't call and text me. You know, they won. If they can get you to act the same way they act, they brought you down to their level. Go ahead and walk away, count your losses. Go away, walk away a little hurt, but you'll heal. Okay? Because that's what people that aren't narcissistic, that's what those type of people do. They walk away, even though they're hurt, they're going to heal. They're not going to walk away with that same venomous and toxic way they felt that person put on them. That means that person got you. And yeah, no pun intended, Venom. Since I just said venomous. Hey, it's good to see you up in the building though. Venom G54. And also Brown Dude Life 89 up in the building with yours truly. But yeah, people confuse codependency with dependency. I'm like, I be hearing this. I'm like, people, you know, it's funny because everybody now think they got a degree in psychology nowadays. And it's like, you know, understand the basic terminology. It's like, it's not what you make it out to be. Y'all can look the stuff up. Don't take my word for it, right? I'm just telling y'all what I know. Okay. Yeah. So you said, Brown, do like the word narcissist is now a word that is slowly going to lose its power because too many people throw the narcissist word around like a little too much. And yeah, and that's because a lot of these same people are actually narcissistic themselves. You know, truly, when you encounter someone that's being narcissistic, you go about doing things a little differently in regards to, you know, trying to avoid people like that. But you don't go around trying to point the finger at every person that's narcissist. You don't want to even give that type of person any credit. You just want to forget it, right? So that's what you do when you have been through something because of somebody and due to somebody. You actually just want to try to get away from it as much as possible, even if you don't know how to get away from it. But I'm going to tell you this. You don't get away from it by being narcissistic yourself based on them being narcissistic towards you, okay? Because, you know, that's going to make the narcissistic person laugh at you like, oh, that poor thing. Look at him. He mad. Oh, look at him. Look at her. They acting all hurt. You know, trying to come at me like I came at them. You ain't got it like that. Ha, ha, ha. The best thing you can do is still show love, even in the midst of hate. That's the best thing. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I don't want to give rotten people like that no kind of credit or recognition whatsoever. Okay. And I'm hopefully doing that with this video right now. Quit trying to mix up the words because I think the so-called type of narcissistic people even, you know, messing up these words. Yeah, exactly, Venom. That's just like being taken over by the dark side. Yeah, so I'm up here. I'm live and I'm working right now. I'm a busy man. Let me try to give me a second, y'all. Yeah. So yeah, I'm up here in the midst of some festivities, and let me do this. Hey, give me a second, y'all. Hey, we live right now.
It's live.
Yeah, loses air pressure.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I thought we had it up. Which one? I think I looked at the dress on. I think which one? I don't know. All three, just close all three. Yeah, you just gotta. No, you don't gotta do that. I'm here. I know. I just don't know.
All right. Yeah, just close them up when you're done.
Thank you.
All right, I'm back, y'all. So, you know, hey, multitasking, that's what I do. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop here, y'all. I'm going to go live with another one. I had something else I'm going to talk to y'all about. Given the date of this video, coming at y'all back to back. I told y'all, hey, don't count me out. I'm always around. You said Brown Do Life, real life going on right now. Facts. Yeah, you already know, man. Yeah, real talk. I'm going to get right back at y'all. Thanks a million for stopping by.